After decades of repression in Romania, a popular uprising overthrew the despised head of this floundering nation, Ceausescu, and resulted in his execution on Christmas Day, 1989. In the wake of this dramatic event came media images of a wounded country, scenes which triggered sympathy from millions and action from many. This film depicts the response of a few. The story begins here, in Middlesbrough, at the end of March 1991. Cleveland Aid for Romanian Children were sending their biggest convoy to date to target an orphanage outside the city of Iasi, in a village, Popricani. 25 people in 8 vehicles with tools, equipment and urgently needed supplies were undertaking the 2,400-mile journey to better the lives of 130 orphans.
One to all units, space out. Lots of very tight bends. Space out. Tight right hand coming up.
Using the tight right hand now.
128 if you can hear me. I'm looking right down on your head.
What you're asking, but we're doing all right, very slowly.
Thank you, mate. Keep coming.
This country is short of everything. What we in the West take for granted is often totally unavailable in Romania. Motorists are allowed a ration of subsidised petrol each month, the subsidy being necessary to offset what would be an unaffordable price to a normal citizen. Queues form at bread shops and bakeries. Shortages, spiralling prices and a weak currency serve on occasion to bring simmering feelings to the surface. Situated 15 kilometres from the city of Iasi, Popricani is frozen in time. Scenes reminiscent of the 1940s confront the visitor. Toilets are simply holes in the ground. Water is drawn untreated from wells found at random throughout the community. Wells which freeze solid in the harsh Romanian winter. Poverty is a common factor, with some small houses badly affected by overcrowding. This humble cottage, comprising 2 rooms and wood-burning stove, is home to 9 members of one family. With a clay and flagstone floor, no electricity or running water, and small hope of improvement, it can only be described as basic. Our first glimpse of Popricani heightened the apprehension felt by each of us. The reasons behind all of the plans and preparations, the efforts of dozens of volunteers left behind at home had come together now in what lay before us. It was time to look around. The children seemed well cared for, despite the shortages, and took great interest in our presence. An initial shyness was to evaporate in seconds, and the children quickly accepted our being at the orphanage. Many of them wore the Western clothing, which arrives in relief convoys.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Some showed signs of illness or deficiency, and this fact was noted, to be attended to on later visits. Several requirements of the project were to be carried out at the same time in order to save time. However, with the best will in the world, the period available to us made the whole thing a race for completion. And on April the 5th, 1991, the race began.
Nu știu cât o să trăiesc în lume, ca să pot crește pe câmpie în lume. Nu crezi florind satul meu, mai câte flori v-aș da și eu, măi, lume.
There was sadness at leaving newfound friends, and tears from many of the children. But this was no final parting of the ways. We would be back to Popricani, to Iasi, to all Romanian orphans within the reach of Cleveland Aid. They are so worth the effort.